When we got this buggy home, we went and took a couple laps with it close to the house, and then ended up immediately having a couple problems we had to fix. We broke the clutch cable, number one, right out of the gate, and then after a little ride around town getting some gas, it started running rough as a cob.
Cold.
We thought it needed a tune-up because the distributor cap obviously showed some damage, so we went ahead and did that. That's what's in this video. So for you other newbies, this is pretty much everything you need to know about doing a regular tune-up on a Volkswagen air-cooled motor. It's a very easy process and requires minimal tools. Hit the subscribe button down there. Check this out. So to solve all of that, I picked up this tune-up kit off of Amazon. J-Bugs actually sells it cheaper, but I didn't want to wait a week plus from California to get it shipped. So I went ahead and got it off of Amazon. It comes with the points, plugs, condenser, rotor cap, and distributor cap, ready to go. Now here's the new Bosch distributor cap that came with the kit, and this is what's really important here. If you have a look at the terminals inside, see how they're nice and shiny and flat, machined, really good. That's what you're looking for in a distributor cap. And this is the old cap that was in the buggy. You can see up on these terminals inside there, they are grooved and corroded, every one of them. And if you look real close, you can actually see scratches on the terminal right there behind the terminal where the sparks have missed and started scratching the plastic. That is definitely why this buggy was running so rough. Look at the scratches on this one there. So that's a big culprit right there. Plus look at the coil wire connection inside, it's all corroded. The new one is nice and shiny. The empty one did its job, time to get replaced. You can also tell on the rotor cap, that little contactor on the front there, it's corroded up. I don't know how well the camera shows that, but definitely not nice and shiny like it's supposed to be. It's a little dark in here. Pull that cap off. And that's where our points are. That magnetized screwdriver really helps. Now these things ought to be nice and shiny. Look at the terminal on them. You can see those things are really corroded, just not in good shape at all. And that is another reason why this thing is misfiring. Those contact points should be pretty close to perfect and nice and shiny. Oh, fun part, getting this thing back together with this tiny little screw. Itty bitty little screw, and a tough to get to place. Alright, I don't mind telling you, getting that sucker back in there was a neat trick. That little screw is tough, and also the condenser may not go back in exactly the same spot depending on which one you get in your kit. My old one was on this side, the new one's on this side, and it fits just fine. Doesn't interfere with the clips for the caps or anything. This is the way your points should look. Look on these contacts here, look how shiny that is. Perfect. Everything's nice and shiny and clean on both sides. That's what your points are supposed to look like. So new points going in with the help of a trusty magnetized screwdriver. Very carefully. Now we don't want to tighten that up, just a little snug for now. And make sure that this part is in that little hole there, because that's what your points pivot off of as the lobe comes around. The distributor kind of looks like a square part right here, and as this lobe comes around, it's going to impact, right there and open those points up. So turn it around until it's in the center of that lobe, right about like that. It's hard for me to point, but as you can see, that lobe is riding right on that part of that points to open up the gap. So now we're going to set the gap. This is one of the easiest things to do and the hardest to film. Get your feeler gauge in there. So you just barely loosen that screw up until those points snap closed on your feeler gauge. Then snug him back up. Do it real slow so the points don't move from their anchor position. Snug that up. There we go. And that should be your point setting right there. Feeler gauge slides in and out nice. No extra play. Perfect. Connect your wire to your condenser terminal. There we are. Got her now. Now we're ready. Connect our condenser back up to the coil where it was. That's good to go. That should be it. And time to see if I screwed anything up. Now that was a big surprise. It didn't fix the problem. Guess what it was? It was this sucker right here. The carburetor was plugged up. The idle jets were plugged up, and a couple other passageways were too. Got a rebuild kit, took that thing apart. I was a little nervous about doing it because I'd never rebuilt a carburetor before, but actually it was a very easy process. The rebuild kit made it pretty simple. A couple YouTube videos that are out there showed it. I'll be shooting a video on how to clean out and rebuild a carburetor too next time I have to do it. But for right now, I got this dude purring like a kitten. And I mean purring like a kitten. So the next video you guys see will be riding this thing around the back roads of Mechanicsville, Virginia. Give me that thumbs up, like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down there and the bell icon so you don't miss videos when they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.